You're not going to believe it when you hear Chris Pratt's Mario voice. What was that recent quote? It's like, you've heard nothing like it in the Mario Kingdom. Something
That's
like
right.
that. And I read that quote and I was like, well, yeah, because most Mario voice lines are very short and often like grunts
Woo!
and
Wow!
sounds. So,
Woo!
yeah, if you hear Chris Pratt's voice, it's going to be
Chris
like
Pratt
nothing
going
you've
like, wow,
heard.
whoa, ha,
Ha!
jump, get the hammer. Yeah, he has
Is
a
that your
hammer.
Chris Pratt?
Yeah, that's why Chris.
Chris Pratt.
Hey, it's me. I'm Chris Pratt over here.
That's a great Chris Pratt
Look
impression.
at me. I'm a Lego fella. Oh, dinosaurs! Y'all better stop. I'm putting my hand up. That tells the dinosaurs to stop. I'm Chris Pratt.
Stop all the
You gotta
dinosaurs.
stop all the dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs?
Dino DNA.
Dino DNA.
That's the craziest thing about the new Jurassic Park movie is they bring Mr. DNA to life.
Yeah. Is he actually the villain? Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
He's the secret villain. It turns out
Excellent. All right.
they inject
Y'all should have
this-
known not to do this again.
They get they've recovered
Seventh
Sam
time.
Jackson's arm from the first movie,
Right? Yep.
and they inject Mr. DNA into it, so it grows into like this hybrid
Sexy.
Sam Jackson Mr. DNA.
Mm-hmm. So
see.
half animated, half Sam Jackson.
Yes, indeed.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like a Roger Rabbit thing.
I want to see this even more now.
It's pretty. See, if they went that stupid with the Jurassic Park movies,
I'd be all for it.
absolutely, please do. You got it. You have to realize you're never gonna top the first one, so just go stupid.
Go stupid with it.
Go real stupid.
Wasn't that Jurassic Park 3?
No, they didn't go stupid enough.
Didn't go stupid enough? All right.
No,
Yeah,
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park
Park
3
3 was rough.
they were trying to take it serious.
I guess.
No, I'm talking like full, like, weaponize turn it into Dino Riders. That's what they need to do.
Oh,
Get
Dinos
like
for hire?
that's got to be coming.
mech armor on them and machine guns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need to do.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to episode number 818 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, July 12th, 2022. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me, as always, from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
Yeah, how's it going there, sir?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah?
Just, coaching a lot of Little League Baseball. Got another win today. Pretty proud of that.
Very nice.
Clearly
You're
because
you're
of
a
all
Little
the
League coach?
wonderful coaching. Yes.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
How do you feel about
Why do you
infield-
why do you look so surprised?
Because that's a you're Canadian. That's
Oh, wow.
America's pastime.
Well, Phil, don't you know the coaches themselves don't have to be athletic?
Well, that's true.
That's very true.
How do you feel about the infield fly rule, Greg?
Just like it's okay for podcast hosts to be assholes, clearly. But
Oh my!
sorry, what were you? No, my son plays baseball, and he asked me this season if I would be an assistant coach,
Oh, okay.
which is what I normally am. But
Mhm.
our head coach was out today, so I
Caught
got to
up in the
coach. And
scandal.
I'll tell you, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
There was a
gambling
maple
scandal.
maple syrup malfunction.
Get it
He's
out.
been on the
Get it all
pitch
out.
to syrup the ball.
He's just really proud of himself. He's almost falling out of a chair at laughing at his own joke.
Got a mitt full of syrup. He rubs the ball on it every
Splorch.
pitch. Yeah. Every time he catches the ball, the shortstop slides in with a plate of waffles to catch the runoff.
Yep.
We can't waste a single drop, eh? I tossed on the A there at the end, so you knew they were,
Oh, I get it. Yeah,
they
that's
were
good.
Canadian.
That was good.
Oh my goodness.
Good. And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Fine.
I
Fine
guess.
and dandy.
I got a beverage here This is why I'm only a little fine. I'm not really looking forward to this. I got a soda and I saved it for the show.
Why would you drink something you're not looking forward to?
Well, Greg, I'm glad
Why would
you asked.
Why would you ingest something that you're not looking forward to?
I'm glad you asked, Greg, because how could I pass up the opportunity to enjoy some Mountain Dew Flaming Hot?
You know what?
What's that?
Easily. That's how.
Well, this is,
Easily.
of course,
You
Dew-
just
the
avoid it.
probably the first step would be read the label
yeah.
and then go.
Flamin'
"No,
Hot.
The words
I don't
flamin'
want to put
hot.
that in my body.
Look at this. It's got a lime wedge that is on fire.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you got to
The
go out of
lime
your
wedge
way.
is sold separately.
Mm.
You put a little slice on the edge of your drink here. This is
I
of
still
course
don't know-
Dew.
I still don't understand the inner conflict that led you to
With
this
the-
moment. I'm
It's
just.
one of
saying.
those things that I'm not looking forward
Proud
to,
of?
but I feel like I have to.
No, you really don't.
Like when I
But
went
you know
and
what?
saw
Go
that
for it.
terrible new Jurassic Park movie. You know it's
I'm
going to
going
be
to see
bad.
that this week.
Yeah, see?
I know. Very excited.
Let me I'm gonna try this here. I have an actual glass of just water because I can't imagine that I'm going to drink this whole thing. Yeah, it's like the Flamin' Hot Cheetos, except in Mountain Dew form.
Mm.
It smells kind of sweet.
Well, it's Mountain Dew.
It's Mountain
Yeah.
Dew.
Okay, here we go.
Even flaming hot Mountain Dew is going to be a little sweet.
Well, of course, but it has a blast of heat and citrus. So, although this is ice cold, this is out of the fridge.
Flaming hot kidney stone.
Mm.
And you really went for it there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Huh.
You look like you're not enjoying it.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah,
Jesus.
it's weird. It's got like a.
Okie afterbirth.
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
you can feel the
afterbirth.
kind of. It feels like someone kind of rubbed a little dusting of the flaming hot dust on the back of my throat. It's not. It's. I mean, it's
That
not
sounds
hot.
awful.
It's not hot. It's just like,
Like CJ.
You know, yeah. I mean, it's not CJ hot.
That's what I'm saying.
Who is?
Only CJ.
But it's not. I mean, it's not pleasant.
Mm.
You are not worth the 280 calories. My goodness, no. You're going over
No.
here.
Just that sip.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
We're just gonna have some hydrogen and oxygen here.
Nice.
That's not good.
Yeah,
I
I could.
do not
I already
approve.
told you that just based on the name.
Yeah. Hey, Greg. You know what is good though? Speaking of dinos, check this out. I know you'll appreciate this.
Oh.
Nice. Is that
You know
a
this guy, this is-
masterpiece?
What's that?
So I forget. Is that Sludge?
That is Sludge. This is
Oh, look at that! I got the name
Transformers
right.
Studio Series
looks good.
Sludge.
Oh, and this is the one that you've got the eyeballs for, isn't it?
Yes,
From the
there's
movie.
there's a fan-made third-party kit coming out that has like a little thing you can clip
So-
on. So
For people who don't understand that reference, in the Transformers movie in
yes,
the 80s, at one point where they're fighting Devastator,
yes,
he does sort of like an axe handle punch to Sludge as he's walking by, and there's like what, one frame,
yeah,
two frames where his eyeballs pop out of his head as he's being splatted to the ground.
Yeah, like a Looney
Phil-
Tunes gag.
Yeah, it looks like a Looney Tunes thing.
Yeah.
And Phil has got a fan-made set of eyeballs to put on his slag
Yeah.
toy.
It's coming soon. It's not being made. Well, it's being made now, but it'll probably be out in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my
see.
Sludge. I now have
Looks
3
awesome.
of the 5 Dinobots.
So are they doing all 5? Because
They
you know how
have
they
announced.
pretended how one of them just didn't exist in the movie. So
Well, this is what I was worried about because Snarl, who is the
Snarl, yeah.
Stegosaurus, he's not really in the old animated movie. He's in like,
Who he was, I think, the only one I owned.
oh, is that right?
Hmm.
And yeah, he's in like maybe like a background scene, but he's not one of the main characters in the movie.
Mhm.
But they have announced that they are doing the next big Dinobot figure is going to be Snarl, and then of course they'll do Swoop
Cool.
after that. So I'm very excited. I love me a Dinobot, man.
Dinobots were great.
There you go.
Mhm. Anyway,
Bill, I
Oh.
also hear tell that you love cyborg cop.
I do.
So you might be interested in this.
Drop it.
A new game
he
called
says.
RoboCop
Yeah.
Rogue City is coming out in 2023.
Well, that's not the Cyborg Cop I was thinking of.
No? Oh,
No, I was thinking of Robert Cop. The
Robert Cop?
the bootleg version. I saw that. I saw we get a new RoboCop game,
A new RoboCop game.
and it uses Peter Weller's likeness. It looks like.
And his voice.
Oh, is it his voice?
It's his voice, too.
Is it? Because I saw the trailer for it, and I think he just says like the dead or alive, you're coming with me, right?
That's right, yeah.
So did they get Peter Weller to like record new voice lines, or are they just pulling stuff from the movies?
I am sure they're going to have him record new
I hope so.
stuff.
I hope so. Yeah, because if you're
Yeah.
paying for likeness rights, I hope they go all out. My goodness.
Yeah. This publisher, I think their name is Nacon.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever purchased a game by them, but they are publishing this one.
Oh,
So
Okay.
it's a French studio. But the trailer itself looks nicely cheesy.
yeah.
Actually, it kind of looks.
So, is it what? Did I miss this? What kind of game is it? The
Say-
fact that you're bringing it up makes me worry that
It's
it's
hard to
No,
tell.
it looks like
Okay.
a first-person shooter.
It looks like a
Okay.
first-person shooter. Yeah, it doesn't look like a 4v1.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
asymmetrical.
one of CJ's games,
No,
which
no.
is good because I wouldn't play it.
That's what I was worried about.
You know.
Yeah, it looks like a straight-up RoboCop shooter.
Yeah,
All right,
which I'm totally fine with.
let's see how that goes.
Yep.
Looks interesting. The
Mhm.
voice acting looks, or it sounds,
voice acting?
it sounds bad. Potentially,
Yeah. Maybe intentionally.
I'm there for it. Maybe intentionally. Yeah, and if it's
I'm not
intentionally
100%.
bad,
It's
I might be
intentional,
there for
but
it. yeah.
I'm certainly going to get it. And I'm certainly going to play it.
Yeah, it's one to watch. Yeah,
You guys sound really excited about it.
Hopefully the game is good. The
I'm gonna say
trailer's
you're,
funny.
You're really selling it.
I know.
RoboCop is certainly one to watch.
RoboCop is certainly a video game.
It is certainly a new video game being
Yep.
released in
Do you see Ed
2023.
209 in the trailer? Of
You
course.
do,
Got
yeah,
an Ed 209 stomping around.
yeah.
Well, because you
Was
have
any of
to.
the other stuff from the movies? I couldn't tell, like if any of the other, because they had like a Channel 9 news
Mhm.
thing,
Yeah, I don't-
interview thing.
I don't know if the news reporter, like the broadcaster, is meant to be like the same guy from the first
I
movie.
thought it was a woman in the first.
It's a woman.
movie. Wasn't it? Wasn't she
It's a
like
woman in the game trailer.
the Entertainment Tonight hostess or something like that?
Yeah,
Like
well,
she was.
there was a man and a woman, right?
There was.
There
mostly
was.
a
She was
woman.
interviewing him about some kind of
Oh, okay.
thing in the
Yeah.
trailer.
Okay.
I just remember.
anyway, so
I
that's
remember the
things
news
happening.
report where the was it the mayor where he threw the mayor out the window,
Yes.
and in the news
They throw
report
somebody
you
out the window in this
could,
trailer.
you could
That
see his
is
feet
true.
bounce up from the bottom of the screen because he clearly landed on a mattress or an airbag of some kind, and they left it in anyway. It was great.
I see in the
Yeah.
chat, Scoop Joey is saying he has not consumed any piece of RoboCop media, which
Watch the
Uh-huh.
first movie.
the
and
first
you've
movie is all you
consumed
need to
enough.
watch.
And hey,
Yeah.
play RoboCop versus Terminator on the Genesis because that game was fantastic.
That's
But,
true.
There you go.
The original RoboCop movie is legitimately outstandingly good,
Yeah.
Mm, mhm.
and like not in like the way Commando is good, where it's just like is cheesy, crappy '80s action.
Mhm.
RoboCop
Although it does have that too. But
legit. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
but it's legit good. Lisa Gibbons.
yeah, that's it. Lisa
Bill
Gibbons.
Mudron reminds us.
Was she
Yeah.
Entertainment Tonight? I think
Yes.
she
Yes.
was.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was right.
but yes.
Yay! I
Indeed.
love being right sometimes.
Oh, Kyle also is yelling at us about Lisa Gibbons.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, you know what else is exciting? Nintendo is releasing a special edition model of the OLED Switch This time, it's a Splatoon 3 themed
Oh, right.
OLED Switch.
That's beautiful looking.
It is
Those Joy-Cons.
exceedingly beautiful looking.
The
It's
Splatoon
Yeah.
Joy-Cons have always been pretty.
But
the
these-
color
have you seen
schemes.
the new ones?
No,
Have you
but I
seen-
just assume they're pretty.
they're
they're
like
kinda
a
like-
blue purple and a
They're two-toned.
orange green. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're two-tone.
Yeah.
Like Tommy.
Exactly
Exactly
Tommy.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
$360
Nope.
for that. I'm tempted though.
Of course you are.
I'm very tempted because this thing looks awesome. It has, not only the two-tone Joy-Cons, but there's Splatoon sort of
Splatoon-toned.
Splatoonery happening all over this system and the dock as well. So I like it. I like it a
Yeah.
lot. Might have to get it. There's also going to be a Pro controller and a carrying case
Mm.
for Splatoon 3. So this comes out on August 26th, and it looks amazing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm.
I love the idea behind Splatoon,
Tempted.
but I realized a long time ago that I don't play it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a little tempted by the OLED as well.
Do you not have an OLED?
I do not have an OLED.
Okay.
I also don't play a lot of handheld
No, me neither.
mode.
That's
Oh,
why.
okay.
Yeah, that's why I never.
I don't remember the last time I played handheld. Actually.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll do it. Well, maybe you'll play some Switch this week because Pokemon Puzzle League is coming out on the N64 NSO this week, July 15th. Pokemon
a good
Puzzle
game.
League N64, yeah, is a absolutely fantastic game. I've spent hours playing this game against EGM art director Mike Reisel
Oh,
back
nice.
in the day when we should have been working.
Agreed.
No, it was between. It was while we were waiting for things to print out and such.
Mm.
Print magazines.
That was back when we had to print out each issue of EGM on the inkjet printer and staple the pages together ourselves.
That's correct.
Good old
Yeah.
days.
That's how it was done back in the good old
Yeah.
days. Yeah. But really looking forward to this. I don't think I ever actually owned it on the N64.
Well, why would you need to?
Really?
You played it like every day at work for like a year.
I know. I played it at work.
Wow,
I didn't own a copy myself.
that's crazy.
Much
But,
to
I'm
our
looking
chagrin.
forward to playing it again because, of course, it has the Panel de Pon gameplay.
hmm
Tetris, aka Tetris Attack, you may know it as, or what was the
What's this,
DS
Puzzle League?
game? Puzzle
Planet
League,
Planet Puzzle League.
Planet Puzzle League. That's right.
Yeah.
And this one adds, Pokemon Puzzle League on the N64 adds a sort of 3D 360 game board.
It's like a
Mix.
cylinder.
It's a cylinder,
It's
exactly.
cylindrical.
Yes.
It's totally tubular,
Yes.
to use the parlance of our times.
Exactly. So quite looking forward to that. And of course, the N64 game had a lot of cutscenes that were based upon the original, like Series 1, the Johto, or the original anime.
Series 1 of Pokemon famously takes place in Johto.
No, it doesn't.
You could have told me it does. I wouldn't have known. I also wouldn't have.
But
cared,
there is a season that is in
Goodness
Johto
gracious. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, there
with
is.
the original,
Yes.
voice acting and all that.
Yes.
Anyway, let's continue on the Nintendo tip here because Lego and Nintendo have announced that they're putting out a Lego Bowser that is coming
Mhm.
October 1st.
A
this
big
thing-
old Bowser.
I would still
big ol'
prefer a
Bowser.
Lego Super Nintendo and or Game Boy.
Oh, just another system
over
model?
this.
A system
absolutely.
model.
I know they're not going to do that this year because they're doing the 2600 apparently. So,
Yes.
which I am all for.
Oh,
Have they
same
announced that officially yet, or is that still just a rumor?
I don't remember if they announced it officially or not. Everyone
pretty
seems
sure
to think it's
they-
coming at the end of the year, though. so-
Yeah, everyone seems to think it's coming, but
I'm pretty sure they've officially announced that.
Have they?
Okay.
I think.
Well, this one
they've
comes out
shown off
October.
any
Very excited.
pictures or anything, but
October 1st, $270 USD.
yes.
This is part of the Adults Welcome series. What is Adults Welcome?
That's just code for expensive Lego.
Yeah.
Expensive Lego? Is that what
Yeah.
it is?
Seriously, it is. I mean, it's
Yeah.
that's like the collectible Lego kits that
Yeah,
are
it's-
really expensive.
I think that's just like their new branding that they're putting on the like expensive display sets.
I see.
Yeah.
And even in the press release, they say it's been long awaited by adult fans of Lego, and that's in capital
AFOL.
AFOL.
AFOLs.
That is a fan term
AFOLs.
that has since been adopted by Lego,
By Lego themselves. I
Yes.
see.
Yes.
All right. I assume, Phil, I don't even have to ask, really.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting this set?
We'll see.
Yeah, he's getting it.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm probably going to get the Splatoon 3 OLED Switch.
Right.
So
No, you're both terrible. You both have
we're
zero
getting
control.
expensive toys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. Come
of
on.
course.
I don't know where I'm going to put it, but that's a problem for future Phil.
Exactly.
I don't have to deal with that.
Well, in the future, aka 2023, E3 is coming back. This time put on by Reed Pop, which is of
What's a
course
Reed Pop?
It is
Reed-
Iggy's brother.
Reed Pop puts on PAX,
Ah.
New York Comic Con. What else did they do?
Oh, so they've done stuff then. That's cool.
They have indeed done
New York
stuff.
Comic Con, that's pretty big.
Star
I've
Wars
heard of that.
Celebration. They run Star Wars Celebration.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So they're putting on E3, and they also do I think they do the Eurogamer expos in the UK as well.
So they're going to go like full on. Just this is now a consumer.
This is PAX LA.
It's a convention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is going to be PAX LA.
It's a
I
fan
would-
convention at this
which is
point.
where they seemed like they were going to go anyway.
It was
yeah.
going that
Except for their
direction.
weird dalliances with here's just a bunch of kiosks in a different
Right.
hotel, and
Yeah. So LA Convention Center, June 2023, E3 is back on. And of course, Jeff Keighley is also going to have an in-person event for the Summer Game Fest.
Mm.
So we'll have to see if that's like press only or if consumers are led into that as well. But hey, E3 being back, I'm happy about that. Even
I'm
if
all
it is
for
like a
more
PAX
events where they
event.
announce new games and we get to watch videos of them. Why not?
Exactly. And I enjoy PAX. Let's see if they can turn E3 into new PAX. I'm fine with it.
As long as I don't have to go, I welcome them.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. All right. So I don't know if these next two things that you guys are really going to care about, but they were big news anyway, or at least one of them's big news. The other one, not as big. God of War Ragnarok for the PlayStation 5 is coming out November 9th. How do you guys feel about God of War Ragnarok?
I mean, I didn't really play Dad of Boy, so
Mm-hmm.
I played it a little bit, but I don't know. I don't even think I disliked it. There was something else I wanted to play at the same time, so I just didn't stick with it. And I keep being told, obviously, that I should because it's supposed to be really good.
It is supposed to be good.
I
couldn't play it because I got motion sickness from it.
Oh yes, I remember you telling me that. I'm always down to try another God of War game, and it's I don't know. This year has felt maybe I don't know if it's just Sony, but the last half of this year feels kind of empty. Like there's nothing on the horizon that I'm like super excited about coming out. So I'm happy to hear like another AAA Sony game is on the horizon. That's great.
Okay.
But yeah, it just sort of made me stop and think I really should go back and finish Dad of Boy. So
Yeah, I've tried pretty much every God of War game. I give it a go. and I put a few hours into it, and I'm just like, it's good. I'm enjoying it, but I just kind of drift away from it and tend to forget about it.
See, man,
Yeah.
up until the most recent one, I was all in 100% on that series. Anytime
Yeah.
there was a new one, I couldn't put it down. I just
I don't know what it
loved
is.
the old games.
I don't know why they just never click with me. I always recognize them as like, yeah, these are good. I can see why these are very popular. I'm enjoying it, but what's going on over here? And then I just off it goes.
There you go.
I don't know. It's certainly not a problem with the game. It's something that's just
No,
not
we all know it's a
firing
problem
with
with
me.
you.
Oh yeah, as most things are.
Yeah.
Oh. But anyway.
Well, I will be playing Skull and Bones, which Ubisoft announced.
When did they first announce that?
Oh, like 2017 or before.
Yeah, it was,
Oh,
almost,
wow.
really, it was
Maybe
before
20
then, probably.
Yeah, it was like probably 2015.
It's been a long time.
Jeez,
It's been in development since 2013. Yeah.
my goodness.
And I played a demo of it at E3 in 2018.
Hmm.
So it's been around for a long while, but I guess they're finally releasing it because there's a whole contractual obligation with this game. I don't know if you have heard
What?
about this because it's being done
No.
by Ubisoft Singapore, and as part of the establishment of the Singaporean studio, Ubisoft has to release a game because they've accepted government subsidies.
Oh.
So the studio has to
Oh.
release a game,
Interesting.
right?
Hmm.
So they couldn't cancel it because
By the way, this has
otherwise
been-
they'd have to give the money back.
This has been in development since 2013.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, but that's interesting. So yeah, so the government subsidies there are tied to actually releasing something.
Yeah, you have to
Hmm.
release it. Or I guess
'Cause,
get
like-
back the money.
Well, because I mean, that's government subsidies are a big deal up here. That's one of the
Yeah.
reasons the Canadian sector of the video game industry has grown so much but it's at a provincial level, and I don't think any of them are tied to actually releasing something.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Interesting.
this is.
So that's why this
apparently-
has hung on for so long.
Yeah, so that's why it's
Okay.
gone on for so long. But yeah, this is basically like the ship combat from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but in a sort of open world online arena. So, and they did add some
So
on
Sea of
foot
Thieves.
stuff, but most of it takes place on a ship, and each player controls the ship, like the crew and the captain. Everything is just one player, right? So if you play it with friends, you'll be multiple ships instead of
Oh,
like Sea
okay.
of Thieves, where you're
All right, so that's
a crew
different
on one
then.
ship.
All right. You're right, by the way. They did reveal it in 2017.
Okay, yeah. Well, I played it in 2018, and it kind of went away for a while, but yeah, we'll see how this one does. I assume that this is going to be one of those titles that is half off by Thanksgiving. So I don't know that I'm going to buy it right away.
I can see your interest because it was kind of a spin-off to Black Flag, Assassin's
Which
Creed
a game
Black
that I
Flag,
love.
which I feel like is what kicked off the whole pirate thing for you.
Possible.
I'm pretty
I
sure it
really
did.
like Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
I know you did.
It's-
That's what I
one of my
mean.
favorites. Yeah. But yeah, I guess we'll see how this one fares. All right, I don't think it'll fare well. I think it'll be 50% off for Thanksgiving and probably cheaper by the first of the year. Anyway, especially because God of War comes out the next day. I mean,
Yeah, that's
talk about
rough.
sending a game
To die.
to die. Yeah, basically. All right, so let's talk about what we've been playing. I'll go first. I've been
abuse of power.
playing what?
Shocking abuse of power.
No problem. Don't mind if I do. I've been playing Fortnite basically every day. It's the way that I unwind at night is playing like an hour and a half of Fortnite, and it's been great. It's been completely great. It's one of those games where I can start playing, just like switch off my brain and enjoy a fun little fun little shooter. I really like it. Yeah.
Cool.
Get your
And-
Indiana Jones.
I got Indiana Jones, yeah, because Indiana Jones got unlocked after the 4th, like last Wednesday or whatever. And you have to own the battle pass for the season for one thing, which I do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to do a series of quests, and they're pretty easy to finish up. And there's like a new area of the map that has a puzzle. You have to like match symbols to open up a door that leads you through a hallway that has booby traps, and they fire arrows at you if you trigger them. So it's very Indiana Jones, right? Then you grab the idol at the end of it, and you have to sneak out a side door, or I think you get crushed by a boulder. I think they actually do have a boulder that falls down.
Like in the movie.
Like in the movie, exactly right. Yes.
Yeah.
So there are
that
two
movie.
different indie skins that you can get. And the second one is the one where you have to unlock that door in that area. And I just waited in that area until somebody else solved it, and then I went through and killed them and the idol.
My goodness.
And unlocked the skin, which was fantastic. But yeah, I'm still having a lot of fun with it. It's still just a fun little game. Yeah, can't really
That hot
say
new
more than
game,
that.
Fortnite.
Hot new game, Fortnite. Yeah, which apparently only came out in 2017. I didn't realize. I thought it came out earlier than that, but no. So, but I'm enjoying that. All right, and then I played Arcadegeddon,
I'm really
This
interested
is
to hear
from-
about this.
Ilphonic. And it's also a free PS Plus game. It came out in early access like a year ago on PS5, but now they've released it for PC and Xbox as well.
Mhm.
I think PS4. And it's a run and gun game, and the levels are sort of randomized. They have pieces to them, but they're randomized. So it's a looter shooter where you run through and grab different weapons and whatnot. And part of it's wave based, but it's got an interesting aesthetic to it. It's very like reverent to old arcade games. A lot of like pixel
No, you don't see a
graphics
lot of that
and-
at all anymore.
No, a lot of like sound effects that are very 80s arcade style. And it's pretty fun. It is a multiplayer game. I played it solo, but you can also have PvP battles with other players, other teams of people in it, and unlock plenty of cosmetics, because that is, of course, a thing that a lot of people, a lot of developers offer in shooters these days. So plenty of that. There's of course a soft currency that you can buy,
Of course.
which I have not done in Arcadegeddon, but I have done in Fortnite.
There you go. You bought V-Bucks.
I bought V-Bucks
Mhm.
in Fortnite.
Yes.
Yeah, I've spent money in the free-to-play game. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty fun. The shooting is good. You have like a slide mechanic, like a lot of shooters do these days as well. Yeah, it's like a Fortnite light. It's like a light version of Fortnite against NPCs. And that's
Okay.
all I've been playing. I've been playing Klonoa also, but Phil's been playing that, so I'll let Phil tell you about Klonoa
All right.
later.
Oh, is that a
Greg?
segue?
No,
Oh,
Greg.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
It's not
nothing,
a segue.
Oh,
nothing
okay.
new at all for me this week, but I did fire up Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color this week for the first time in like 20 years, because Donor had requested it for the stream on Thursday night. So that was pretty exciting, because that's actually, I really love that game. When that game came out, which was, like I said, actually over 20 years ago at this point, it's one of the games that I did a strategy guide for for Pocket Games, which was like a quarterly portable video game magazine that Ziff Davis put out, and that Mark McDonald was heading up for a while. The first Pocket Games was actually my first paying gig as a games writer. Yeah.
Oh.
So I have a let's read of it on my YouTube channel if you want to go check that out. But subsequently, I ended up doing Mark and I worked on together Metal Gear Solid for Game Boy Color, actual walkthrough, and Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color. So yeah, I have a really sort of soft spot in my heart for that game, and it really holds up well. Considering it's over 20 years old and it's a Game Boy game. But I was having a blast playing it. It's just super simple, almost like NES level golf game. It's probably, I'll bet if I was to fire up NES Open, it probably plays exactly the same. But it's the nice thing about it is that it's an RPG. So, it's an RPG based on playing golf. So you actually earn experience points just for playing rounds and beating club champions and doing little challenges and things like that, like driving challenges and putting challenges. And with that you can improve the distance of your drive and the accuracy of your swing, and if you slice, or I don't know what all the golf terms are, but either way, it was something that was kind of a nice surprise back in the day. I didn't expect that from a golf game because I was so used to, you get a golf game, here's a bunch of courses and you just go and that's all you do. And I also remember that it was one of the first games that came here that took advantage of the transfer pack. So you could actually take your golfer from the Game Boy Color game, and the transfer pack was like a little, basically Game Boy cartridge device that you plugged into the back of the N64 controller. And I believe they actually came here with Pokemon Stadium, because you could transfer Pokemon from, I'm assuming, your Game Boy games into Pokemon Stadium, and it would save your stats, I guess. And it was kind of the same thing here. You could transfer your created characters from Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color over to Mario Golf 64 for the N64, which I don't think was a documented feature when those games came out here, because I believe Pokemon Stadium came out after those games, but they did leave the feature in. It is in there. But yeah, and of course, playing it reminded me a lot of more recently playing Golf Story, because Golf Story is very much an homage to Mario Golf, especially the Game Boy Color version. Among other things, Golf Story is, reverent to a lot of different classic games and movies and things like that. But it's clearly the bones of it are Mario Golf Game Boy Color. So I also highly recommend Golf Story. But yeah, Mario Golf is a ton of fun. I was so happy to get to play it just for like an hour and a half. I'd love to go back and actually play through it again. Yeah. That's it. That's all I've been playing.
All right, then Phil,
Yes.
what do you got for us?
Well, I know the new Klonoa game came out, but I haven't really been playing it. So unfortunately, I wish we had someone on the show who had played it. And
Too
talked
late.
about it. But yeah, here we've passed that exit. So I played Klonoa.
Of course you did.
But before that, I have been playing a bit more of Electhead.
For the Sega CD?
Yeah.
No, not Wirehead.
Oh, sorry.
Not the
We went
vastly
over this last week.
superior
I didn't listen
Wirehead.
last week either.
No, the Electhead game, which I think I'm actually pretty close to finishing up.
Okay.
Not that it's a long game or anything,
No.
but did you finish it? I know you played the old PC version, right?
I have not finished it. I am,
Okay.
I think, in area 6.
Yeah. I'm in.
Which I think is pretty close to the end.
Yeah. Yes,
But,
I'm kind of in the final area, I believe. So
Okay.
I'm enjoying that game. It's a cute, clever little game. Although now I'm going back to previous levels because you can warp back
Right.
to the other areas, and I'm trying to find all the little secret, like remote controls or something like that.
Well, some of
So-
the remote controls have little mini games attached to them where you have to like collect. Have you done that one where you have to like collect 20 and 30
Yes.
remotes.
I did do that. Yes.
Unlock 3.
It
of
took a
them.
few tries, but I was able to get the 30 remotes. Yeah, the way this little mini game that CJ is talking about is you go into this room, and there's some platforms in there, but it's empty.
Yeah.
But there's a little remote control item in the center of the room, and as you pick it up, suddenly more remote controls start appearing around the room, and you have to run and grab them. And once you grab one, another one appears, and it's kind of a race as you're bouncing around all these platforms, and you have a very strict time limit. And
not only bouncing around, but you're throwing your head at some
that's-
of them to collect them,
Yeah.
and
'cause
then you only have 10 seconds separated from your head to even
Yes.
run around as the
Yeah.
body. So
Yeah, because there's no way you would be able to, if you were just running and trying to climb the platforms and jump and grab them, you wouldn't be able to do it. So you have to kind of figure out like, oh, if I jump on this platform and I throw my head off to the left, it'll drop and it'll collect 2 or 3 remotes as it falls. Meanwhile, I can jump with my body over to the right and collect this one as it falls, and then I can run back over and climb up and then jump down and collect another one in the air, and I'll land on top of my head right before my body explodes, kind of thing.
yeah.
It's a little tense.
I did the 20. I didn't do the 30 yet.
Oh, we'll get good,
Yep.
because I absolutely did the 30 last night.
All right.
It was down to the millisecond. I just barely got it, but I did it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that little game.
I'll have to see. I'll have to send you a screenshot and see if you're past the puzzle that I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
stuck.
I'm kind of stuck too, and that's why I'm trying to go back and gather some of those other remotes and see if that unlocks something. Because
I don't think so.
I basically got to a part where I kind of fall down like a big multi-screen pit, and there's nothing down there. And there looks like there might be there's a differently textured platform that maybe will disappear or move or something if I do something up in the I don't know.
Okay.
This game give me as much fun as I'm having with it. This game can be a little esoteric
Oh, that's for sure.
to its detriment. Because certainly I was
one that
complaining.
has an option screen that's just filled up with a bunch of shapes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
that's that.
esoteric. This game, really?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm collecting these remote controls. I don't know what they do.
Well, yeah.
I don't. Is it actually unlocking some progress? Are they just collectibles? I have no idea. But
Well, you
I'm
can
enjoying
unlock
it.
different graphic styles too. I don't know if you.
Oh yeah, you can get
you
the
probably gotten a couple of those.
the palettes.
Yeah, the palettes.
Yes. Yes, you can unlock different palettes for the game because it's the the design of the game. Is it just 4 colors?
It's pretty monochromatic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Like,
a
yeah.
Game Boy style 4-color affair.
Yeah.
So you can unlock different palettes to suit your fancy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm playing that, and then I am of course playing Klonoa. What's the full name? Fantasy Reverie series.
Now, how many copies of this game did you purchase, Phil?
Oh, look, my son's home. Hi, it's okay, dude. Come on in. It's
That's
okay.
convenient.
It's
Are you
okay.
avoiding? Is he avoiding the question? You
Huh?
think? Or
No, I'm not avoiding the question. I'm just very amused that my kid barges in and yells, "Hi." It's okay, buddy. Because I told him, I was like, remember, I'm going to be podcasting when you get home. It's okay, Finn. It's absolutely
Yes.
fine. Did you have fun? Good. We have 2 copies of Klonoa right now. The third's on its way.
The third is on its way. There you go.
Okay, here's obviously I bought the digital version when
right.
when it became available.
On which
and-
platform?
The Switch.
Switch. Okay.
I got the Switch. And then apparently everyone's just going to have a conversation right here. There they go. Anyway. So I bought the
Aggressive.
I know, right? And a while ago I had pre-ordered the physical version from Amazon Japan because I wanted to have a physical version of this as well.
Of course.
I did the same thing with the Mr. Driller Drill Land release. So that's on its way from Amazon Japan. That should be here in a couple days. And then what happened was Finn saw me playing with Klonoa on the TV, and he was like, "Oh, this looks really good." And I said, "You have a good eye, my lad."
It is good.
And then he was like, "Can you buy? Can we get a copy for me?" Because he's got his own Switch. He got his own Switch for Christmas, and you know how the sharing of libraries is a little wonky.
So you have it digitally, or is it only digital?
Yes,
it's only digital here.
Only digital in the U.S.
Yeah. There's a physical version in Japan and
Right.
Other Asian territories, but it's only digital here. So I bought him a copy
There you
for
go.
his Switch.
Now, Phil, I have another question for you because this
Okay.
game
Yes.
also has a DLC pack that
Is-
has some additional cosmetics.
Is the DLC up on the Switch?
It is up on the Switch, yes.
Okay. I haven't purchased it.
It is $20.
That's
US.
expensive.
Jesus.
It includes, some cosmetics, some from
Yes.
other Namco games like Katamari Damacy and Pac-Man. You can have like little hoods or whatever.
They're basically hats.
Hats, yeah.
Like Klonoa Klonoa, of course, wears a hat.
Yes,
His iconic hat that has Pac-Man on it.
exactly. Pac-Man's already on it.
But this is it looks like there's a giant Pac-Man eating Klonoa's head.
Correct, yeah.
Yes. And then there's one where he's wearing like the prince's headset from Katamari. And then the other one I think is just like the Taiko no Tatsujin drum face.
Yeah,
That's on.
I think you're
over-
right.
Yeah, it's like a mask.
But the DLC also includes like a illustration booklet.
Oh, does
you
it
can
really?
flip through while you're listening to the music selections.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it
Okay.
is available on both PlayStation and Switch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't bought it, but I'll probably end up buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I also have it on my Steam wish list. So when it goes on
I
sale on
figured.
Steam sometime down
Figured.
down the line, I'm not gonna buy it for full price on Steam. I'll wait for another Steam sale.
Yeah.
But
It runs pretty well on Switch.
yeah,
Runs fine. Even though
I don't
it
hear people
targets
complaining about. It jitters or something like
it
that?
targets 60 frames per second, but it's not
doesn't
a
reach it.
solid
no.
60. And then apparently Klonoa 2 is the one that's jittery.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've just started playing through the first one. I haven't loaded
Yeah.
up Klonoa 2 yet,
Yeah.
but it's
That's
Klonoa.
good.
I
Yeah.
love Klonoa. The music, the graphics, it's so bright and colorful. It's beautiful.
That's right.
Just adore Klonoa.
It
And
is
that
very
ending-
nice. I played I played the first couple of levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you ever played through Klonoa?
I don't think I played through it.
Okay.
I don't remember how far I've gotten, but
Well, you should play through it, and because it's got a good ending.
okay.
Okay. The ending will stick with you. I don't want to say
Okay.
any more. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. Don't.
So,
Hmm.
but yeah, very delighted that Klonoa is back.
Oh yes, siree. Yeah.
Palpable. You can really
That's all I've been playing.
feel the excitement.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I guess that means it's time for tweets.
Oh, tweedly deedly dee. Oh, tweedly deedly dee. Tweet. A tweet. A tweet tweet.
Alrighty, let's do this one from hacker alias Blarcade, who says, "What are the chances that the Mega Drive 2 Mini comes west, and what games do you think it will be missing if it gets here?"
missing compared to what they've announced?
Yeah. Like, will it be missing anything from the Japanese?
Probably. I mean, they'll need to get something out of there to put like Virtua Fighter 2 in or something. Something terrible.
But we'll get Bonanza Brothers for sure.
Did
Oh, we'll
the
definitely get Bonanza Brothers.
Yeah.
did the Genesis Mini have different games from Japan?
I think it had a couple different games.
Okay.
But you could switch regions with it, right? Like,
Yeah, but things were actually left out. There were games that
things
were left out. I believe.
Really?
Yeah, I think they added a couple. I mean, I don't know. I could go look. It has been like a couple years.
yeah.
But let's see. I'm looking at the list on nintendolife.com.
Yeah, like sorry, just to throw this out here, like Alien Soldier was on the Taiwanese Korean version, but not
Oh, really?
North America, or and
Oh, really?
Alex
Okay.
Kidd was only in the North American version, and Ultra Beast was only in the North American version. Earthworm Jim, Echo the Dolphin, Eternal Champions, those were all on the American one.
Well, it looks like Alien Soldiers on the Mega Drive 2.
Yeah. I could see Alien Soldier coming here. I don't know
Yeah.
what the rest of the list is, to be honest.
Nadia,
You're going to read
The
this.
Secret of Blue Water. I could see
I
getting
see that not making it.
That would probably be
That would
axed.
Cut. What about Popful Mail and Mansion of Hidden Souls?
See, I'm curious about Popful Mail because,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the rights situation is there. Does Working Designs own the rights to that translation, or
I don't know.
does Falcom own it?
Right.
Because that's a Falcom game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, and then you have to wonder, would other Working Design Sega CD games come over too?
Right.
I'd
'cause
love to
everyone
see
keeps
Lunar.
hoping for
Lunar
Lunar,
too.
but
Well, yeah.
like but I mean, I would think that, I don't know. You would think that the contracts would have been that they retain the rights to, like, the original Japanese owners would retain the rights, but who knows?
Yeah.
That's been my concern. But yeah, like I could see Nadia being left out. I could see Mega Panel being left out, although I hope it's not. Puzzle and Action, I think, is pretty Japanese heavy. Ishidan R. So I
Right.
could see that being left out.
Although isn't that
That's not a Sega Ages game
yeah,
in the
that's-
US.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
So
you
it
can
was
get that on
translated there.
Switch.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah.
Magical Tararuto-kun.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't even know.
That's a platformer. I think based on an anime.
That's well. That's what I'm. Yeah, that was my main
Yeah.
wonder was if it's based on an anime, they might not have the license to release
Right.
it over here.
Possible, yeah.
Kind of the same thing with Nadia.
So yeah, there's definitely a few
True.
there that I think won't make it.
Yeah.
And what will they add in? Like I said, I don't know.
The Ooze.
I could see them doing Echo the Dolphin 2. It would be
Yeah.
great, actually, where this is sort of focused on Mega CD as well, to put the CD versions of Echo or Echo 2 on there.
Oh
This
yeah.
one
Night
would be an
Trap.
incredible
Come on,
soundtrack.
Come on. Night Trap.
I would be all for that.
Sega CD Night Trap, I'd be
Yeah.
so down.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Fun. Yeah.
What was it? A funky horror band.
Woodstock Funky
was like-
Horror Band.
Funky Horror Band. I think that was the very first Mega CD game.
Yes.
I want
I
to say.
remember seeing
RPG.
so many
I remember seeing
screenshots in
pictures of
EGM.
that. Yeah, I never played it.
Do you
Yeah,
remember
neither
the
have I.
EGM layout where they did a thing on the Mega CD and all around the page
Was
they
the
did like
startup sequence?
startup sequence?
Oh,
Yeah.
that-
Right.
Was one of the things, not that I needed to be sold on a Sega CD. That was one of the things that sold me on the Sega CD. I vividly remember that layout.
Yeah.
I think
It's such a great layout.
was that the issue that had the Mega CD on the cover, and it was like a reddish orange.
Oh yeah.
Order-
Yeah, I think so.
Like I have that issue like committed to memory.
Oh yeah.
I was
yeah.
so excited for that thing. Yes, I
Me
do
too.
remember that. They did a similar thing with, I want to say it was EGM. It was EGM or Game Fan that did a similar thing with Streets of Rage, where they went through sort of all the different, because there were so many moves for the characters, especially compared to Final Fight, that there was just, I think it was a border or at least like a film strip of all the different moves that the characters could do. But yes, I do
Yeah.
remember that Sega CD one.
That was fun. That was fun. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Benjamin Rivers, who says, if you could own any video game vehicle in real life, which would it be?
Oh.
Beside the Batmobile, the Burton.
Now,
Batmobile?
what's our definition of vehicle?
Vehicle in a video game.
Vehicle in a video game, like a Warthog from Halo, or
is Jehuti a vehicle? Jehuti being the mech from Zone of the Enders? Is that a vehicle?
Why
no.
not? No. Okay. CJ.
Well,
How is that not a
I'm
vehicle?
going to say no.
How is a
That's
mech not a vehicle?
It's a mech.
Yeah. Duh.
It's a machine you sit in and use it to travel places.
It doesn't have wheels.
You really use it to travel places? It feels like you more use it
an
to go blow stuff up. But
Is a boat not a vehicle? It
I would
doesn't have
say it is,
wheels.
no.
Doop, 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 doop.
If it has wheels, then yes. If it's an
Oh.
amphibious vehicle,
So ducks. If you go to Wisconsin Dells and ride
Ride
the duck,
the
that's a
ducks.
vehicle.
yeah.
Goes for the penguin.
But like a sailboat is not a vehicle.
No, it's a schooner.
Okay.
You dumb
Now an
bastard.
airplane, because an airplane has landing gear, does that count? That's a vehicle.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, would your first answer be Jehuti?
It might be.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just okay. You know what?
What?
CJ's got a point. The number one definition, when I looked on the internet,
Uh-huh.
the Oxford languages, is a thing used for transporting people or goods, especially on land.
Oh, there we go.
Is a car,
not
truck, or
exclusively.
cart.
Especially on land does not mean exclusively on
I'm
land.
just saying what
Um,
the internet's saying. Okay.
Because an airplane is a vehicle. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. If
Now,
you're not gonna,
yes, Merriam-Webster says a means of carrying or transporting something: planes, trains, and other vehicles.
Oh, boom.
Well, there you
Right
go.
there.
Whoa. Wow. Hmm.
Okay. So if we're not counting Jehuti,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say Vic Viper.
The Vic Viper.
The Vic
What would
Viper.
you do?
Yeah, what would you do with it? Where would you park
with
it?
the Vic Viper?
Where'd you park the Vic
What do you
Viper?
mean? What do I would fly around in space. I would go shoot cores. You know?
Wow.
I'd blow up some Easter Island heads. You know?
Well, I think they're a protected site.
What would you
Yeah.
what a silly question. What's your answer gonna be? CJ, you're so smart.
Oh, the car from Outrun.
Oh, what are you gonna do in that? Oop, oop,
Drive.
oop.
Drive it.
Yeah. What are you gonna do in your spaceship, Phil? Well, I'm gonna fucking fly it through space, ain't
Wow!
Oh,
Wow!
whoa.
Just
Yeah.
settle down.
Family show.
Goodness me. Well, I'm gonna fly it through space, ain't I? There you go. Use that cut.
Much better.
Oh boy. Greg, what would you?
I already said the Batmobile. The Burton
Batmobile.
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 The Batmobile. Now, see, that's more cheating than my
How is that cheating?
because the pick
It
a
meets-
vehicle from a video game.
meets
Well, the
CJ's definition of a
Batmobile was in
vehicle.
video.
It does.
It was in
Back to the
multiple
Future
video games.
Time Machine is in a video game. I guess
That's
I'll
true.
do that.
Yeah.
It's not from a video game. It didn't originate in a
Is it
video
from or
game.
in? Was the question
This-
a vehicle from or in a video game?
Oh, you don't want the Hornet racer from Daytona?
I'm just
Come on,
saying,
though.
choosing
Sure,
a
I'll take that.
that
Just
too.
so Phil is okay with it.
this.
I don't want him using the
this
bleep button
tweet.
again.
Who sent this tweet?
Ben Rivers, he's the
Ben
worst.
Rivers.
Ugh. Strike him off the future guest list.
I already did.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, no. This this is what
See
he
how
wants.
angry he made Phil?
This
See
is
how
what he
angry his
wants.
question made Phil?
He's driving this wedge between us. He wants this.
Yeah, joke's on him. Little
Yeah,
does he know the wedge was already there.
yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
Let's do this one from Hacker Alias RJ Seidler, who says,
Can I change my answer to the Ecto one?
Yes, you
Of
can.
course. Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm sticking with Vic
What
Viper.
about a DeLorean with
I already said that.
You already
one.
said
Ghost,
DeLorean.
the Ghostbusters logo?
Oh God.
All right.
That the Ghostbuster DeLorean did indeed appear in a video game in the Atari collection.
hasn't appeared
That's
yet.
true. Not yet.
Yeah,
but it will.
in the
In the
documentary footage
future.
of Ready Player One, whatever his name is.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
RJ Seidler says, do you think Nintendo's next console will be a true Switch successor? 4 years in, I feel like the kinks aren't worked out yet. Performance issues while docked, text/details barely visible in handheld, etc. Obviously, not every game has these issues. So yeah, what do we think about? Do we think Nintendo's next Switch is going to be a Switch successor? Or
Next
next
console
console is going to be a Switch successor?
It seems to have worked out pretty well for them. I don't see them getting away from this. I don't know.
Well, it'll still be the same form factor as the Switch, right? The hybrid portable.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know that ironing out the issues on the current system or not ironing them out has anything to do with whether the next one would be the successor to this. I mean, that doesn't really.
Well, I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that the Switch is built on a pretty old, especially at this point, old technology.
It was old when it came out.
It was old when it came out, exactly, and it was underclocked when it came out as well. Yeah. So I think some of that will be cleared up by that. But even so, like, it's been surprising how much performance some developers have been able to squeeze out of the Switch. And I do feel like we're hitting the ceiling there a little bit, especially with games like Age of Calamity, which runs pretty terribly on the original Switch console. And
so do you think that they're gonna? I guess the other question though there for me is, do you think that they'll keep iterating? Like, it feels like they're doing what Sony and Microsoft were doing last generation.
You mean in terms of what? Yeah,
well, I mean they've released the OLED version.
But the OLED version didn't improve the specifications.
Okay, no, it improved the screen.
The screen, yes, but it didn't.
But
improve any other specs.
But right? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like they've sort of, I feel like with the OLED version, they've kind of dipped their toes in the whole iteration, and they did that a little bit with the 3DS as well.
Yeah, well, they did that a lot with the DS, 3DS because you had the XL and
right. But I mean, they got to the point where like with the new 3DS, it was actually a little bit more powerful than the 3DS. Like there were games you had to play on the new 3DS, right? Do you see them doing something like that with the Switch is what I'm asking.
I think at this point, they probably need to make a clean break.
Yeah.
In terms of whatever the Switch successor is, there would be games made specifically for it. Like maybe some games are hybrid, where it can be brought forward and improved somewhat, but I don't know. I don't think we'll see a Switch Pro in the way that I think everybody has anticipated it up to this point.
Okay.
I'd rather see them use a much newer chipset from NVIDIA and see what that can do while they continue to sell the OLED Switch or whatever. What have you.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I think that makes more sense too. I think a clean break to a completely new system makes more sense than an iteration of the Switch that may or may not play everything.
Not to say that it couldn't be backwards compatible. Like I think a new Switch obviously should be backwards compatible. But do I think...
I think all systems should do that. So,
like, let's say, I don't know, what's an upcoming game? That RoboCop game. If they make it for the Switch, or if they make it for the Switch Pro or whatever, I'd rather see that not downgraded, not also have to be tied to the specifications of the original Switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that I think that's where the clean break comes in that you're talking about. It can be
Yeah.
backwards compatible, but it's not a Switch per
Right.
se, right? But I do think it would make sense for them to continue on with the handheld slash
Definitely.
like, you know, game console hybrid, because that seems to be a thing that works. So, and it's
Definitely.
and they've got that market cornered. I mean, there's no other game in town there. So
Right. I feel like if they had a newer chip, they could go a lot longer. Like, because the original Switch being downclocked and also old technology for the time it was released, just you could imagine a newer Switch going a lot farther
Mm.
Than this one. Even though this one has already gone, 5 years, right?
I can't believe the Switch has been around that long.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Insipid Ghost, who says Final Fantasy is a mess of a universe with naming conventions. That's for sure. Canon and non-canon spin-offs. The exclusive platform games the platform exclusive games make it difficult for people to get into as well. Are you surprised Square Enix hasn't worked to reduce the barriers to entry? Have they? And I don't know.
What is the barrier to entry? I mean, I guess this has to do with me not being as into Final Fantasy as I once was, but I mean, Final Fantasy never had any continuity. Almost
No,
never.
there's no
They look at like
continuity.
Final Fantasy 10 and 10.
So actually, it's probably in that respect, it's probably one of the easier RPG series to get into. Like the only continuity is the fact that there's chocobos in
and Sid
in everyone,
after
or
a
maybe
while.
cactuars, right?
Yeah. Like, I mean, that was kind of always the thing. Which also made it very easy for them to skip games
in the
back
US
on the NES and Super Nintendo, right? So
that's true.
Yeah, I
it
mean,
only feels not that way because when Final Fantasy VII came out, I do feel like they really like glommed onto Final Fantasy VII in ways that hurt that original approach, where suddenly characters from Final Fantasy VII were in a lot of other games, and then it happened with something else, right?
With another Final Fantasy game?
Did that happen with another Final Fantasy game? Yeah, you remember Dirge of Cerberus and
Dirge of Cerberus was
that was like
spin-off.
versus 13 and
right.
Yeah, Final Fantasy.
I mean they have done that.
Weird...
Yeah. That's fair. And I guess maybe that might be part of what this question is about. Again, I don't pay close enough attention to Final Fantasy anymore to know for sure, but
and Final Fantasy X too.
Yeah, that I mentioned 10-2 earlier. Yeah. But like, you know, for the most part, the bulk of the games had nothing to do with one another. Now, the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah.
I guess technically you would get something, but you don't need to have played Final Fantasy VII to play Final Fantasy VII remake. And I was going to say know what's going on as much as you would know what's going on in a Final Fantasy story at this point. You know, it's kind of nice because you can tell what the nods are back to the old game, but you don't need to have played it. Now, I'm sure as the Final Fantasy VII, whatever they're calling the subsequent games now, continues on, yes, you will have wanted to play remake and, you know, whatever the next ones are. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've never felt the barrier to entry was high for Final Fantasy, at least from a plot standpoint, because you never needed any of the back.
I think that's part of this question, right? Like, if I want to get into Final Fantasy, where would you think?
What's a good entry point?
Yeah, what's a good entry point? Because if there are so many of these, like, where would you? I'm not saying that's what this question is, but
anywhere.
You think? I mean, you could pretty much start anywhere. You could start Final Fantasy VII remake, I think, and do pretty well.
Yeah, or I mean, if you're looking more old school, like 4 and 6 are fantastic places to jump in. They're very accessible. Yeah. 7, 8, and 9 are all very accessible too. I mean, you really could go anywhere, and you're in. Now, I would say 7 definitely set the tone moving forward.
Yeah,
you know, even though there's not really any continuity, like 7, that series changed its tone in general.
Yeah,
from 7 forward. But yeah.
Well, and then of course there's 11 and 14, the online games,
mean,
where
those are
14 also has like a long lineage of various updates and things that makes it seem impenetrable. But I think some of that stuff doesn't require a monthly subscription. Some of it does, some of it doesn't.
right.
So
I personally, and Namava is in the chat making a joke about starting with Final Fantasy NES and continuing forward to appreciate the old crap. But I mean, I will say, going back and playing the original Final Fantasy is interesting because it is cool to see kind of what the roots of, especially if you were to like play like 7 Remake or 15 or whatever the latest games are, and then go back and play that. And of course, because it's an older game, there's a bit of grinding, but it's not a very long game.
Yeah.
So it's, it's kind of cool just to see what the roots of the series are. I love the first Final Fantasy a lot, but I mean, that was one of the 2 introductions, that and Dragon Warrior.
And at some point the Pixel remasters have to come out on Switch, right? Like those are out on Steam
at some point
already, and they're not out on Switch for whatever reason. But if they do come out on Switch and you like the retro, pixel graphic style, Final Fantasy VI is an excellent RPG.
Final Fantasy VI is a masterpiece.
Yeah,
and so is 4. But 6,
I haven't played 4.
I like 6 more. 4 is fantastic.
Is great. Yeah. Stick with the numbered games, though. Otherwise, you're getting into like Final Fantasy Origins and that whole thing. Anyway. All right. Let's do one more here. Let's try this one from Hacker Alias Guitar Salad, who says, "Summer Games Done Quick is starting this week." This tweet is
wasn't it?
Old, so.
I was going to say this is an old tweet.
This is an old tweet. But we're going to do it anyway. Do you ever watch, and if you do, what games are you interested in seeing played? These folks are way better than me, and it's fun to watch them tear through my favorite games.
I'm pretty sure we already did this tweet.
What?
I'm pretty sure we did this.
I don't think so.
This is what kicked off our whole conversation about Altered Beast in 6 minutes.
Oh
no,
right.
We just talked about that last week without.
I'd love to see them do Altered Beast. I hope they do Altered Beast in 6 minutes.
I hope they do it in 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's right. 6 minutes is like weeks ago.
Yeah.
Let's do a different one. Different tweet.
I hope they do it in 1 second.
Oh yeah.
Closest without going over.
Game Genie. However long it takes to put in the Game Genie code for the end.
Was that I can say the entire alphabet in 1 second?
You sound like you're quacking.
That's a Family Guy thing.
Was it?
Yeah. Anyway.
When we say the alphabet in just 1 second. The Family Guy.
All right. Let's do this one.
Hey, the Orville's really good, though.
I've heard that.
The Orville is great.
Have you watched the new Orville that
I'm like the new season?
The new season, yeah. They moved to a
they're on Hulu now.
Right? Yeah.
They're on Hulu now. This is the final season. It's on Hulu. I'm behind. There's 2 episodes I got to catch up on.
Yeah, but
good. The new season's been great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's do this one from Hack, since we don't want to do the Summer Games Done Quick tweet.
I didn't say we don't want to.
Oh,
excuse me. I just said we already did.
Time for Greg.
It is.
All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Chris Colrue, who says,
"It's Kohler, Chris Kohler."
Yeah.
When was the last time
you've known this guy for years?
Yeah. Come on.
When was the last time you were really surprised by a game announcement?
I can't believe God of War is coming out this year.
I think Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was the last time I was truly surprised.
Really?
Where it was like, that is out of left field. I never... Because with Nintendo announcements, you get I hope they make F-Zero. Oh, I hope they make a new Metroid, or they'll make a new Prime game or whatever. Like, you never get, oh, hey, I hope they make a new Luigi's Mansion. Even though I was that way. I don't feel like that's a thing that people really got into even back when that was announced for the 3DS.
I would say that I was pretty surprised about all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff.
That's exactly what I was just going to say.
Yeah, like Shredder's Revenge was surprising just because I think when they showed it, it was already far enough along that they were already showing like the characters, and just that they were making an homage to the arcade games that didn't look like it sucked.
Right.
I wasn't expecting it, and then along with that, again, the Cowabunga collection, just because I felt like that was something that couldn't happen because of the rights issues. Just so I think those two sort of together was just like, wow, all of a sudden it's just this deluge of Turtles content that I'm really excited about and can't wait to play, and then also it being good. But yeah, I'd say that was the last time I was really surprised.
Yeah, that was the first one that popped into my head, was the recent Turtle stuff. Maybe also when they announced the Mr. Driller Drill Land getting released, because I figured we would never see anything
in English,
Mr. Driller, especially in English. Yeah, considering how much those games kind of, I guess, tanked over here.
In the chat, Scoop Joey brought up another really good one, which was ActRaiser Renaissance. That's another one that I just did not expect at all. Apparently, it wasn't very good, but didn't expect that at all.
Right.
Yeah. Have they updated that though? Like,
I don't know.
Because we live in an age now where a game can launch badly and get patched. Right.
I mean, I'd say the Panzer Dragoon remake was another one.
Oh yeah.
You're kind of describing what happened with that, so that's
with Panzer Dragoon, exactly.
But again, not something I was expecting was going to happen, and pleasantly surprised that it was. So
maybe not 100% to the letter of this tweet, but I think the NES Classic was a big surprise.
Yeah.
I never would have expected, because that was kind of the system that just set off that little wave of mini retro consoles.
That's true.
I never would have expected that to be a thing that was released, but
there you go.
It started a little movement for
started a trend, and then Nintendo stopped doing that. All right. I think that's it.
Is that it?
Unless we want to do one more. You want to do one more? Let's do one more. Hackerilius Namava says, with the new PS Plus now available, what gaming services are y'all currently subscribed to, and how much are you paying for these?
Oh.
I'm subbed to PS Plus.
Yeah.
And Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
And Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pass.
Yeah. You have the family
plan.
That's what I have.
And
those three. I guess I'm technically in Apple Arcade.
Oh, I am technically in Apple Arcade as well.
I subscribe to what's the
Apple One?
Yeah, where it's like you get the music and the fitness stuff and all that stuff kind of under one. Oh yeah, the news and Apple Arcade's in there.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I subscribe now to Fortnite Crew.
Jesus.
What is that?
It's a monthly subscription. You get 1,000 V-Bucks.
Okay.
And you get exclusive cosmetics. Is the main thing. Plus access to the Save the World. Remember when Fortnite was a PvE game called Fortnite Save the World? You basically get access to that mode.
Oh, weird.
Now too. But it's $12 a month.
Okay.
But it basically gives you $10 in virtual currency. Plus you get exclusive cosmetics. So it's paying for itself.
It's almost like, you'd be a fool not to.
You're losing money if you're not subscribed.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yep. Finn.
Absolutely.
Finn has some sort of Roblox thing.
It's a subscription?
Yeah, it's like a...
Oh.
And what's, it's kind of like your Fortnite thing where...
Yeah.
I think it's like $5 a month or something, and he gets a certain amount of Robux to use, and I don't know if he has access to other stuff, but yeah, there's something like that.
Okay.
For Roblox.
I see.
But yeah, that's all the gaming stuff, and then
But
Yeah,
also,
well-
I guess we should say that we, in part, use Patreon funds to
That is true.
pay for the
Yeah.
gaming services like PS Plus and Game Pass Ultimate, just in part because we want to talk about games that are on those services on the
Yes.
show, and it's easier. We can all if we all have access to them, we can all play them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now that being said, I only subscribe to PlayStation Plus and Game Pass.
Okay.
And since we first did the subscription to PlayStation Plus, I haven't touched it since that first week.
Oh, really?
Game Pass, my
really?
kids use a lot.
Well, they haven't updated it since.
Well, that's what I'm saying. My
Yeah.
kids use Game Pass a lot. I don't, but my kids really, they're always on there looking for something else to try. So,
Yeah, we're up. I think the middle of this month, which should be. I guess this week we'll find out what's going to be offered in PS Plus Premium, because they update that in the middle of the month.
okay.
So yeah, we shall see. The rumor is a bunch of Assassin's Creed stuff, and I think that's it. A bunch of Ubi stuff and Stray.
What if one of them's Black Flag?
What are you saying? I should replay Black Flag?
I'm asking if you're going to.
Because I also have it on. I think I have it on Switch.
There you go.
I could replay it anytime I want.
But yeah, Stray, that's cool. I will.
Stray.
I will definitely be
excited
playing
about
Stray.
Yeah, Stray
That
looks
that list looks too cool.
Stray looks really fun.
Yes, it does.
When does that due out again?
The 23rd
Oh my. So it's coming up.
coming up? Yep,
Okay.
that's one of the first direct launches into PS Plus. So
It looks meowvulous.
Wow.
Hmm.
alrighty, and that's our show for this week.
Mm.
That's a good place to end it. What do you think?
There you go. Just a hard cut to silence. Not even an outro.
Hard cut to silence. Exactly.
Mhm.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Stewart.
Go learn about Sherlock Holmes.
Go do it. Yes, you'll also find Generation 16 episodes as they happen.
Yes, I am doing the final pass on the current episode, so that should be out toot sweet.
Very nice. You'll also find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about during this episode. You'll also find a link to our Discord server where you can talk about this episode, other video games, really anything you want to, with us and our other listeners.
Apparently the 19th is when Stray is coming out.
The 19th. Okay, I was wrong.
If Night Attack 09 in our chat is to be believed,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
the 19th.
I see.
In the meantime, though, if you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Stitcher Radio. We're on Spotify. We're on you can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast, or watch us live most weeks. Oh gosh, on the YouTubes, the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Twitch.televisions, all over the darned place. I'll tell you what though, if you check out our Twitter account, which is @P1 Podcast, you can find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday evenings at 5:30 specific time. So join us, won't you? And I'll tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. Because, well, you know what? Because of what you just heard. What we were just talking about, it helps support our show. It helps us pay for some of those services that let us play more games and discuss them here. It helps keep us streaming. All that stuff involved in doing a podcast. And we appreciate it, friendos. And let me tell you how much we appreciate it. We appreciate it so darned much that every week, right after this, we record a special live. Well, not live. I mean, we record it live because we are living beings. You're not going to hear it live. You're going to hear it recorded. It's a bonus episode is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's available to patrons of the $5 tier.
Cheap.
Look at that. We play games, crack wise, having fun doing all the stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ, do we have a game this week?
We do.
Oh,
Yes. We have a game.
Okay, good.
Gosh. Yeah.
You really
Mm,
built it
yeah.
up there.
Oh boy. What do we have?
Oh, this game.
Uh-oh. Is this one that
It's from-
requires an explanation?
Oh, there's an email. Yeah. This
Oh, my.
this game is from Night Attack 09. And
Okay.
Oh
so
no.
the title of it is Games I Own But Have Never Played. So
Oh,
there's some rules here
So
as
most
well
of our libraries then.
that I will
so this is not a standard Jeopardy game.
yeah, it is a Jeopardy game. It's a
Okay.
Jeopardy Labs link, but we'll
Okay.
have to see what happens when
Okay.
we crack into this one. So
Well, join us for that, friends. We hope to see
Yes.
you there. And I'll tell you what, if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to patreon.com/generation16, where you can help support Greg Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And I will say actually that there's a couple of changes to the Patreon campaign this
I
week.
received an email.
You
whoa.
I
did.
did.
So, couple things.
Mhm.
It is no longer patreon.com/generation16. It is patreon.com/Greg Seward.
Oh,
And it is no longer only to support Generation 16, although that is still part of it. It is to support all the content that I put out.
oh,
And it is switched to a monthly Patreon campaign.
look
Excellent.
at that.
All right.
And if you are a backer of the $5 variety,
Also cheap.
you get access to a series of vlogs called The Weekly Commute, where I talk about different videos that I'm working on now, including Generation 16, what's going into those videos, the research that's done there, the progress, other stuff like that. Gaming memories is a big thing right now. Today I was talking about how CJ and I used to abuse the fact that we were EGM editors so that we could always fill a room in Speed Devils Online Racing.
It worked too.
It worked really well.
Worked like a charm.
So please consider supporting the show. Thank you.
Yes.
Very nice. I know some of your patrons have told you that you should be getting a little more money because you were charging just by the episode of Generation 16 you put out,
Right.
which is
It's been
Yeah,
9
what-
months since the last episode.
yeah, I mean, you're looking at a couple a year, but
Yeah.
you're still in the meantime you're still cranking out
Yeah.
a lot of content.
Yes.
That's true.
So good.
So I
Good on
finally
you.
listened. And so far it's been very positive.
Oh, good.
Some people have lowered their monthly patronage, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Expected that. But some people have actually come in and some people have added more. And I've gotten a lot of very nice comments from people about how they think this makes a lot of sense and they're happy that I did it. So
Oh, good.
yeah, looking forward to it.
Good. And I guess that's it, eh?
That is it.
This is a very
CJ,
Canadian question.
Yeah.
sorry. That's another Canadian thing.
Okay.
Thank you, CJ.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you. Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
And boy, oh boy, no thanks at all to the
Ben
people
Rivers?
at PepsiCo
Oh, sorry.
for this terrible Mountain Dew.
Oh.
This is getting dumped right after this. Let me tell you.
Down
I
your
made-
throat?
Oh, good Lord, no. I'm gonna hook it up to the tube and do a flaming hot enema.
Wow.
Gonna get the
be fizzy?
funnel. Yeah,
Ugh.
gonna get the funnel out, do a little handstand, and just see where the night takes me.
God. Can we do the after show first? Can
God.
that be the after show?
If you are a Patreon supporter,
Of the
Of the-
$100
Yeah.
per month variety.
Whoa.
Well, Phil's going to need some medical help after that. So.
visit my OnlyFans account where you will see some flaming hot excitement. Let me tell you. You know what? Thank you, our wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single one of you. Of course, as always, take care of yourself, your family, your loved ones, your friends. Do what you got to do to be safe. And we hope to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.